And welcome back to Empyrion with your friendly host tonight, Respawn. Same friendly host as every night, actually. So, yeah. So welcome back to another episode of Respawn Plays Empyrion. I'm going to do a couple things tonight. First thing I'm going to do... Well, let me back up. First thing I want to point out is, courtesy of all that Promethium that I mined while I was on the moon, I have lots of large Promethium packs. In fact, I built 2 new constructors just to process it all. So, at this point, large fuel pack Promethium, I've got quite a bit. More than I'll need for a while, probably. I'm actually processing my hydrogen as well. I just mined all my hydrogen from my H2O2 pump. So, the next question I have is, what do I do with this thing? This thing is beat all to hell. Do I rebuild it once again, or do I trash it and build something else? Haven't decided yet. It's rebuilding. It's going to take quite a few, multi-tool uses to repair all this stuff, and it might be quicker just to tear it down and start from scratch with something else. I don't know. So I haven't decided on that. What I have decided is that I'm going to build a capital vessel. And as much as I want the big one, as much as I want tier 2, which is really big, really cool, as much as I want the tier 2, the tier 1 is a little more palatable right now. Also, just from a fuel perspective, this thing just chews through fuel, I understand. So I'll probably build the tier 1, and I will, from there, after I build the tier 1 from there, I'll probably modify it. One of the biggest reasons I want the tier 2 is it has a hover bay on the bottom level. If you watch, I've got another video where I spawn all the capital vessels and kind of give a tour of all of them. But this one it does have a hover at the bottom, so you can dock your hover pretty easily. This one does not. So docking your hover is kind of difficult. So what I might end up doing is I might just go ghetto and build a platform on the back of it or something to dock my hover to. I do want to bring a hover with me. I like being able to use hovers on planets because they've got turrets that will auto shoot as opposed to small vessels. So anyway, to build this one, we need to get 1270 iron. So let's get our iron together. Wrong container. Whoops. Alright, I gotta do some math in my head here. 999, so we'll call it 1250 minus 2, we'll call it 1248. So, 1248. Okay, this is where I definitely... It's late. I should be able to do this math in my head, but I'm not going to bother. 1270 minus 1248. I'm sure somebody is already watching this video and thinking in their head, Jesus, dude, it's 22. You need 22. To you, sir, I say, suck it. Been a long day. Alright. So that's our iron. Copper was 530, I believe. 530, yeah. Let's see, 498, 530. So what I don't like about this game is when you stick stuff in the factory, the overages stay in the factory. You can't get them back out. By the way, anybody notice my screen is just slowly shifting to the left a little bit? Does this game have joypad? It does have. Oh, it's got joy. No wonder it's got controller support. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, that's really... I guess not. Huh. The, the one difference, I plugged my controller in the other day to play a different game, and I have seen that once or twice before. My controller's sitting or laying at the wrong angle, and it's giving an input. Anyway, okay. So moving on. 530 copper, silicon is another 530. I really hope I have that much. Silicon's the one thing. Oh yeah, what am I saying? Of course I have that much. Silicon's one of those things I don't just have a ton of. Oh, got a little bit of it there. Oh well. Silicon's 530. I could have just written all this down, but that would be the fun of that. 510 cobalt, 150 saphium. So cobalt, 510. .510 cobalt, 150 saphium. Gee, I wonder if I have enough of that. I really need a way to just split this up easily. I just need to be able to put in numbers. That would be hella useful. 46, 49, 150 saphium. Excuse me. And the last 70 neodymium and 4 growing plots. Shit, let me get those growing plots cooking right now before I forget. Before I don't have to wait on them too long. I'm gonna need more steel plate. More growing plots. And I know I'm going to... I'll wait till I spawn the vessel to see how many more I can build. I know I'm going to need more growing plots than that, though. What am I doing? I need... How much? It was... 70 neodymium. Alright. Got a fair share of this, thanks to the mine on the moon. So, yeah. So that's everything we need except for the growing plots. We got those. Alright, let's plug all this stuff in. To factory. $70, copper 530, silicon. Whoops. 530, cobalt 510, neodymium 70, and growing plot 4. Nice. Start production. Alright, so it's going to take a couple hours. That's a couple hours that we can find something else to do. By we, I mean me, obviously. Let's throw our overages back in here. So, the other thing I want to do, since I am building a bigger ship, I want to expand this. I want to make my shipyard just a little bit bigger. I could probably spawn it within the borders of this, but there wouldn't be a whole lot of extra room. And I actually want to, at some point, start building a... in my head, I've got an idea for a design for another capital vessel that I want to build of my own design. So, I'm going to expand this one out a little bit. Give myself some extra room to play with here. Currently, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2. It's 10 long. I'm going to expand it out by 50%. So I'm going to go 5 more in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 1. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, color tool comes in handy for counting. We're going to fill out this way as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So now what we gotta do is we just gotta connect the arms here. Get rid of these. Alright. Now let's just fill this in. I'm also going to go out 5 this way. But you know what? There's no point in, actually, you know what? I've only gotten to say this once so far. I'm going to say this again. Get the montage. And that's the montage. Alright, so that is our new and expanded base. I might at some point want to do something about some lighting, getting some more lighting around in the middle. At this point it's big enough that the side lighting is not sufficient. Might need some overhead lighting. But that's that for now. So let me take a look. See where our blueprint is. Remaining time, 1 hour 33 minutes. Starting time, 1 hour 33 minutes. Why is it not... What the hell? Why is it not, I don't get it. Why is it not constructing? Oh, 1 hour 55 minutes versus 1 hour 33 minutes. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I'm a total idiot and can't read. So, in short term, I think what we'll do, rather than bore you guys to death, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and I'll come back once once we're ready to spawn the capital vessel. That's it for now. Be right back. And we're back briefly. So just a quick update. We are still waiting on our CV to be done. Another 45 minutes here. So in the short term, I decided, what the heck, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repair that small vessel. You know, I might build another one at some point, but so far this one fits all my needs. Oh, well, it did before I lost all the stuff. Before I lost all the fittings on the inside. I still have a little ways to go, but at this point I've repaired everything. I probably went through let me rephrase that. At this point I've repaired all of the exterior steel. There's probably still stuff inside that needs to be repaired. It took, I don't even know how many multi-charges. Quite a few multi-charges. I probably went through 8 or 9 reloads to get it done, but it's done. So the other thing I've done is I've built landing gear that's entirely too big, so never mind. I was going to go with the heavy T1 landing gear just because it does have more hit points. Unfortunately, that looks to be a little too heavy. So you know what we're going to do is we're just going to throw it all on here and then just pull it back off so I can reuse the components for the landing gear that I do want. The other thing that I decided, I did keep with the, so these actually needed to be upgraded, and it was easier just to pull out the regular steel, since I had hardened steel blocks and no steel plates. The other thing I decided is I'm going to keep the paint scheme, but for those parts that were replaced, I did go ahead and apply the texture, just to give it a little, give it a little extra flavor. Look at that, I forgot to replace a block back here. So I decided to go ahead and keep the texture, but I said, what the hell, I'm going to paint it anyway. So I'm going to paint it back to its original color scheme. Just some parts will have texture. It'll still give it a little bit of flavor. Kind of that mishmash, blown to hell and repaired on the fly look. So I also, this time, I went ahead and took the time to put the curved blocks back on this corner, rather than the square blocks like I had before. So anyway, I will continue repairing this while I wait on my capital vessel. But that's kind of where we're going with that. I think the interior, the interior we're going to go with we're going to go back, stick all the fuel tanks back in that we had. Probably fewer O2 tanks. Didn't really need as many as I had. And I think that's probably it for the changes so far. So I'll be back. I'm going to pause the video here again, and I'll show you guys the finished product once I'm actually done. I do plan to kind of rearrange the interior a little bit this time around, and so I'll show you guys everything once I'm done, and we'll be back in a few. All right, welcome back. So I've finished the repairs on my small vessel here. So like I said, I did places where I had repair blocks, I did put the texture on them, but then I repainted over it. Gives it a little flavor. Kind of helps, in my opinion, give it that little that little kind of patched together look. But so basically, I put everything back on, lights, spotlights, everything. I did rearrange the interior just a little bit. Truthfully, once I got done, I started thinking about rearranging a little more. I'm still undecided if I'm going to do that or not. I'm actually thinking, because what would happen is one side would get blown up, or the other side, and then sometimes shots would travel through. But in any case, I'm thinking I might duplicate everything on each side, instead of just these two bottom fuel tanks. The thing I did was added some extra reinforced steel blocks here around this cargo box. So my emergency provisions, extras of everything, cargo box got blown off during one of our last little forays. So I'm thinking about, so I moved it here, and it's surrounded by armored blocks. Should give it a little extra protection, maybe. We'll see. I mean, the damage radius from these shots is pretty big, so it may not help at all, but it's still there. I did leave the sides undone, or unfinished, because who knows, I may put something else there. And I did want to leave the top unfinished, because I wanted to be able to actually climb into the cockpit from here. Let's turn it on. I did put my lights back in on the inside. And got everything out here. So something worth noting, the ship is kind of funky. The way the ship's organized. So according to the ship, I have 12 fuel tanks. Where's the number there? But in reality, I only have 6. And it's got the same thing in doing the same thing in a couple areas. It's really weird. Some components appeared elsewhere, so it's almost as if the game remembers what's in certain blocks at a certain point and then reassigns those. So I actually found under the O2 systems, I found 2 of the fuel tanks under the O2 system, I guess because I put fuel tanks where oxygen tanks used to be in this ship. So we'll see how it behaves overall. But I think the last thing I want to do, I actually don't know if this works. From instructions I've read, this only works in creative game. But I'm going to try this anyway. Supposedly if I do right alt key and O, I can save this. And it looks like I might be able to. Save as. Alright. So it looks like maybe I've saved my blueprint for Minivan. Look at that. Nice, nice. So the next time it gets blown to hell, if it gets too far gone, I can just basically take it all down and spawn a new one. That's excellent. That's good to know. Alright, so all that said and done, if you were paying attention right then, you would have seen that my capital vessel is finished. It's finally finished spawning, or finished constructing, so we're going to spawn this bad boy. Looks like it's not actually going to fit in the shipyard area. That's seems quite a bit bigger than I expected. So we're just gonna try and flop it right outside for right now. I want to drop it down on top of something important. That should be good. There we go. We now have created our first capital vessel. Look at this. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you would have seen I did when Alpha 3.4 came out, I did a tour of all the new blueprints and kept on going and did a tour of all the old blueprints. So we've seen the inside of this. You've seen the inside of this before if you've watched that video. However, if you haven't, this might be a good time to, take a quick little tour. So, it does have small vessel landing spot on the back. So I'm gonna drop this right here. Oh, nope, can't dock it yet because it's not assigned to faction. Let's turn all these thrusters off on here. Alright. So we just got the lights going. So anyway, this is the back of the ship. This is actually where you enter. Shutter door here. Takes you into this elevator tube. And come on up here. So let me find... I gotta remember where the fuel tanks are in this thing, so I can throw some fuel in there. There's nitrogen in here right now. So the ship is on. Thrusters. Turn off the thrusters for right now. It doesn't try to do something stupid, like use up the light fuel. So anyway, if you haven't seen this is the first tier capital vessel. So you saw the inside as you came in. Got a shoot. Close enough like in the panel. There we go. Now I'm in it. Change that to knock. We can dock our ship. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you want to dock two vessels together, they have to be the same faction. If they're not, you're gonna be... you're just gonna end up with a vessel not docking to another vessel. I think I did mention that in another video where I tried to see if I could dock my hover with a small vessel before I got out if you can. If you ever want to know whether or not you're docked, just look in the bottom right hand corner where it gives you stats for your ship. It'll say docked, yes or no, and you'll hear a sound when you dock. If you just heard it, you probably should have just heard it there. So, you notice it now says docked down at the bottom right. Turn this bad boy off. So there's also an entrance. Barely fits on this pad, huh? There's also an entrance here for same elevator too. Okay, what do we got here? Got a large ammo box. A second large ammo box, so we can fill this bad boy with a lot of ammo. Here's our gravity generator. I'm sorry, this is our gravity generator. Here's our warp drive. Gravity generator for a second there. So this is where all the blueprint accident's gonna go. So I might need to maybe go back to the moon and pick up some more blue crystals. They're a lot easier to find on the moon. On Akua, they grow underwater, and fuck that, that's a pain in the ass. So we do have artificial gravity. There's a gravity generator. A couple of RCSs around. We do have two large generators on the ship, stacked one on top of each other. I do like the way they've inverted one on top of the other. It makes it look like it's just one big generator. It's kind of cool. Two cargo boxes. Our core. There's room for more cargo boxes. I might actually install a couple more somewhere along the way. There's one of the fuel tanks, right? It's a T2 fuel tank. It goes back one of these directions. I don't know which, but either way, it clips one of these directions back into the wall. There's actually another fuel tank here. And on the other side, you got your O2 tank, large O2 tank, and another large O2 tank. So this is kind of all of your core of your ship. Underneath us is the warp core, warp engine, which you can see a little better from here, warp drive. You can't really get down in here and access it directly. What that is? Oh no. Anyway, you can't really get back here and access it directly. It's all kind of packed pretty densely back there. So if we go down these stairs, we've got our large constructor. Really, I kind of want an advanced constructor so that I can reconstruct necessary capital ship components. Another couple of cargo boxes, our O2 station, some passenger seats. Nice view out the window. I don't know why they're pushed over our back. A couple of fridges, food processor, all the usual stuff, clone chamber, medic station. I gotta find out, can you use the medic station as a clone chamber? I don't know. I still need to find that out. Over here's your growing area. I'm probably going to expand this a little bit. I want to be able to be fairly self-sufficient while I'm out there. So I might build it out this way a little more. Move the fridges. I'm not sure. I do want to be able to grow my own food while I'm on the go and make some canned vegetables. So we'll see. Might do some repackaging. Might move these 2 seats somewhere else. I don't necessarily need those seats. Don't exactly. If you've watched any of my videos, you haven't actually seen me. I don't know that you've seen me actually interact with anybody. Like I said before, these servers that I'm playing on, or this server singular that I'm playing on, is kind of barren. So lastly, here's your cockpit. Another passenger seat here. Probably put, if I need to move passenger seats, I can probably put them up here somewhere. Got a nice little window view down here, so you can see what you're doing. So that's the entirety of the Tier 1 capital vessel. So we're going to take this thing for a quick drive. Back down. First, let me get some food. Let me get some real fuel and some O2 power in this thing. I should probably get ammo too, but I don't have any of that ready to go. So. Can't remember. Okay, good. I did a harvest while I was working on the ship, and I can't remember if I ate it or not. Or if I grabbed it back out of the food processor or not. It takes so long to eat food. Why does it take so long? Alright, that's enough food for right now. Here. Nope, wait, never mind, I'm sorry, I've been moving the hard steel blocks elsewhere. Let's put the cube back into that. My plants are grown again. I also came out here and I expanded the growing plot a little more. Added enough for, so now when I make food, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more cans of canned vegetables. I'm basically going to build up a large stock before I go off planet. Grab some large Promethean fuel packs, grab some 2 bottles. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. I'm gonna go fill this bad boy up. Take it for a little spin. Obviously, I underestimated the size of the ship, that this shipyard base is not going to be big enough for it. So yeah, there's that. There's the good stuff in there. This is what I built the large Promethean packs for. 2. Other O2 tank. Throw the rest of the stuff there. And maybe we'll just make some nitrogen in there as well. Alright. Let's get this bad boy underway. I do need to power the thrusters back on. The power left changed dramatically. This thing chews up a ton of fuel while on planet. The other thing to note is these things are so big they're a hell of a lot easier to fly third person view. That's not to say it's not a cool view from the cockpit, right? Look out these windows, you can see what's going on, but you really can't see where you're going. A little small vessel docked on the ship. There we go, we are officially in 0 gravity. We have left the planet. So the nice thing about this is this can act as a mobile base from now on. So instead of me flying back to the moon, which is whatever direction that was, this way. Instead of me flying back to the nope, there it is. So instead of me flying back to the moon, landing here, building another base on the moon, now I can just basically fly back to the moon and decide to sorry, I'm watching my power left meter. It keeps fluctuating. I think I may have been getting slightly captured by the gravity of Akua. So anyway, now I basically just land this bad boy on a moon or something, and I can from there I can basically do whatever I need to do. This acts as my mobile base. It's got turrets, so they will automatically defend the base as needed. And then you can carry a hover vessel, you can carry a small vessel with you. And of course I can still build other bases elsewhere, and I will most likely, once I leave this portion of the orbit of the solar system, I will probably build another base somewhere else too. Just a place to kind of hang my hat and store some extra supplies. That's not Akua. Ship roll definitely has a little bit of lag between when you finish rolling and start rolling. Here's that station that I explored in a previous episode. Looks like they've actually docked up with the stations, and maybe they're actually using the station. Huh, interesting. Or maybe not. I guess that SP's not actually docked to the station, is it? Let me So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick look and see if they've made any changes. So I do have to put my helmet on once I get out of the seat, which makes really no sense, right? Why would I not need my helmet on while I'm in the pilot seat? The ship is not fueled. Makes no sense. Gotta put my jetpack on. Anyway, this is a cool. Yeah, I've been in this one before. It is a cool looking ship. Jetpack off with a vicious looking small vessel on it. I would not want to go up against that vessel. Got a lot of guns. So this definitely looks to me like maybe a couple guys did some redesigning of this one. The way everything's packaged here. Maybe not. Just being totally nosy. Wow. That's right, I remember this. I liked the way this was done. Artificial gravity is acting weird. Let me just fly up. Oh. Come on. Jetpack off. Run. And I think all this was empty, right? Yeah, nothing down here. So. It's a little cool ship though. I definitely like the way it's designed and packaged. I keep using that word a lot, packaging, but in any case, it's a cool ship. Big wasted area for nothing. It's kind of a maze. Not sure that it's the ship that I would want personally, but either way, it's cool. Go back out. Jetpack. Forgot my jetpack. A big ship, a little bit bigger than my little capital vessel. So. Jetpack off. Oh yeah, look at at that. They've got some O2 tanks, some medic bays in here. I think they've, looks like they may have set up a bit of a shop here. And then something that definitely looks like a fighter out of Battlestar Galactica. That's cool. That's totally got to be the inspiration for this ship. And wow, look at the space in here. I didn't realize didn't think this was going to be a walk-in ship. So, quite a bit of space. Nice. A little interesting. Also, it's wrong faction or no core present. So, it means this thing isn't docked. Does it show up as, yeah, it's a small vessel. It's not actually, I think that means it's not actually docked though if it's a different faction. Anyway, we've explored the space station. We don't need to explore it anymore. Been here, done that. We're gonna go get back in our ship. As much as I like the idea of hanging out in the space station and doing some more exploring, wrong level, but you know what? It still works. I'm gonna go back home, get in our ship. So anyway, here's the. You know, this is actually not a bad way to view the outside of the ship while I'm out here. A couple turrets, some thrusters in basically all directions. The ship eats a lot of fuel when it's actually on planet. So, probably best to when you're on planet to turn the thrusters off. But otherwise, you know, it gets the job done, and it lets me carry my small vessel. So the last thing I think I want to do, I think I'm probably going to edit the ship a little bit, and I want to put something down here where I can dock a hover vessel somewhere. So I want to take a hover vessel off planet with me as well. So I'll probably end up building some sort of a platform down here, or hang it off the back. I don't know. I've got to figure it out. But I think I'm looking at the ship. It looks like there's probably a lot of wasted space in the ship. So I can probably blow some of this out with the multi-tool. It'll be alright. Once you actually get in the ship, once you actually get in the ship, you realize that there's nothing interior-wise behind this wall. So we can basically take out anything on the back of the ship behind the elevator, and it's not, well, with the exception of the thrusters, obviously, and it's not going to affect anything on the ship. So anyway, that is our first capital vessel. Ours. Mine. Whatever. You guys are following. You're following along with me. You're following this journey with me. So it's ours. We need to name it though. I haven't decided on a name, so I'll think on that for a little bit. We'll figure out what to name the ship, and I'll probably actually put a name to the ship on our next episode. I'm flying around looking for trying to find home, basically. Where should I come in? Where should I enter the atmosphere from? So I can cover a hell of a lot more ground and burn a hell of a lot less fuel from up here if I stay in orbit with the planet and then come down right next to my base, rather than come down away from my base and have to fly around the planet. That's where I am, I believe. Yep, that looks right, more or less. So I should be right around here. Let's see if I'm right. Sometimes you spend a lot of time playing a video game on a fake planet. You can navigate without the benefit of a map. So the enter and exit atmosphere animations are kind of not smooth sometimes. But anyway, yep. Perfect. Way down. down right into the ground in front of my base. Next time we need to come in at a bit more of an angle, I think. There we go. I am down. Ship is off. So anyway, this is our first capital vessel. Like I said, I'm gonna think of a name for it, and next episode I'll actually put a name to the ship and what kind of fuel I used. Okay, not too bad. So next episode we'll name the ship, and we'll probably next time I record an episode, it's probably gonna be me doing some edits to the ship so I can carry a hover vessel somewhere. Like I said, it's probably gonna end up being back here somewhere. I don't want to block my access to this elevator though, so we'll figure it out. Maybe I put it up a little bit. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I build it at this level and then put a ramp down. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to play around with it and figure it out. So anyway, thanks again for tuning into another episode of Respawn Plays Empyrion. If you like the video, hit the little like button down there. If you have enjoyed it more than one of my videos, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Love to have some subscriptions. I say that like I don't have any. I actually don't know if I have any. I haven't looked. But anyway, don't mind having some people subscribing and watching my stuff. So yeah, subscribe if you like. Otherwise, if not, well, that's cool too. And have a good night. Thanks for watching.